Good morning. Today is the 17th of September and this is the Great British Car Journey at Ambergate in Derbyshire. We've been here before, viewers, but not for a specific event like this. This is the MGZ register, and they have MGZTs, ZSs and ZRs, as well as some other Rovers and MGs here. We're going to be having a go in this MGZR Express 160. I think they were just marketed as the MG Express, but most people call them the ZR Express these days. Very, very rare. There was an identical twin to this, the Rover Commerce, only made from 2003 to 5, and this is the best one. This is the 160. Some of them we can't talk about, viewers, because we don't talk about diesels on this channel. Thank you, Mayor of London, and your ultra-low emission zone antics, and your friends, Birmingham, Bath and other places. But we've got some nice petrol MGs here. The ones which have forbidden fuel engines we will be skipping as usual. This looks very much like a ZR Plus. I don't think it's a 160 because those normally actually do say on them. This one's 2003 to 4, 2002 to 3. Later ZR here, facelift 2004. I very much like this colour. I think it's called Goodwood Green. I might be wrong. But yeah, that is most agreeable. Then we've got some monogram cars here. This is monogram Bittersweet, again facelifted ZRs. Both of them have almost consecutive plates as well, which is interesting, isn't it? Shot Silk, this one. Look at the information sheet, it probably will say as well just how rare it is. 2004. It's got a 10. It's got a 1.4 engine, so they're called ZR 105s these, which is very confusing because the official output was either 103 or 104 brake horsepower, depending on who you ask. I think the 105 is a PS figure. This one we're going to have to skip views because of reasons I've mentioned before. We have an MGF. It's a relatively late MGF, this one. Personal plate, but it'd be about 99, 2000, something like that. It's always very difficult looking at the back of an F and a TF because they're very difficult to tell apart. You can see actually one of the ways you can is the lower half of the bumper and then also the high level brake light. The lights are almost identical. This belongs to Boaty from Boaty's World. It started life as a 2003 TF135, but it's been breathed on considerably. We've got bigger brakes, we've got a remap on this. I think it's got different suspension. It makes quite a noise. It's got some very nice kind of stainless steel exhaust on it. It is waiting a badge. I'm sure that's going to happen at some point. Starlight Silver, like most of the cars that he has, including the 45 V6, which he bought from me. MGA here, relatively early one, just as MGA rather than twin cam or 1600 or something. So from the 50s, I think it's the only MGA actually here today. Then we can sort of move on to we have here next, which is an MGF as opposed to a TF. This one I think is the step speed actually, yeah. Steptronic step speed depending on the year. Something I prefer even more though is here, an MG RV8 complete with a beige leather interior and wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, which this would supply with. Actually, RV8s are very good like that. And unfortunately, the streams have crossed, and we've crashed into two other channels. Hello. Hello, gentlemen. We have Smashing Pistons,
Yes.
and Boaty's World. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, I'm glad you got my name right. Everybody else keeps calling me Project MGTF.
I don't know.
But that was your previous channel name, sir.
Yes, exactly.
So what type of TF is this one then,
This
sir?
is a 135
In trophy blue?
in trophy blue on lowered springs, and that's the only mod.
And I think has someone painted these wheels?
Yes, I've painted them gunmetal, Rover gunmetal, and I've done the deck finishes and the petrol packs.
Excellent. Yeah, these are fun. These I had to go on one of these. There we go. We've got Smashing Pistons merchandise on there as well. And we've got a ZS. There actually aren't that many ZSs here today. I was expecting there to be more. This one I think is X-Power Grey. Something with a child along here as well. Now, just looking at this. Stand up here for a second. I think this is a 120. Could be a 110. I'm not actually sure. Talking of cars with gunmetal grey wheels, this is a very late MGF. It's a freestyle. I've actually driven one of these, but the one I drove was in quite poor condition. Actually, the hydric acid completely collapsed on it, so it wasn't representative really of what they're like. But yeah, 2001 this one. I think they finished production, I think February 2002. Got a very nice trophy blue ZS here, pre-facelift. I think this is a 180 actually. It's not sure, it's a 120. It's a very early one actually. It's a July 2001, but only registered in 2002. It looks a bit like a 180 because of the rear spoiler on it, which was more common on the 180s. But you can see it's put at 120. I should have looked at the back first, shouldn't I, viewers? That would have been better, rather than getting things wrong, which has always happened on the Shambolic shuffles. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that. This we'll have to check the rev count first, because otherwise we get caught out by such things. We'll go this way and look at the ZTT 190 here, which has come all the way from Germany. Owned by Philip, who's brought a friend along. Hello, friend. Who's been accompanying him on his incredibly long journey all the way from the Dortmund area. He's also got a roof tent in case he needs to stop somewhere overnight. I'm not even joking, that's exactly what he's got it for. So yeah, that's done quite a long journey to get here. Excellent, viewers. We have a ZT260. Pre-facelift this one, so it'd be 2003 to 4. There is the engine that is usually found in a Ford Mustang. I've actually driven one of these. They have a very, very fierce clutch in them, which makes them a little bit tricky to drive. They are fast enough, but the fuel consumption is, well, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But you don't buy one of those for fuel economy, do you? Now, I'm just trying to remember if this is a trophy or sunspot yellow, this one. Maybe I'll sort of find out in a bit. We've always got some seats. I think those are out of a 200 BRM, actually. Or something like that. Yes, I suspect that car's not entirely standard. Did say earlier on, but we have some other things to look at as well, including this very, very nice late MGB. So 1980 to 81 plate. This is vermilion, this colour. The museum actually have one of these as well. I thought it was the museum's car. And then we've got the seats that the very, very late MGBs had. Now these were registered actually. The latest one registered, I think, was 1985 or 86, actually, the MGBs. I've seen the one that was registered very last on a C plate. So it did hang around for quite a while. This actually looks, for the money that's being asked, £8,500, it looks pretty good. Rubber bumpers are becoming more popular. I prefer rubber bumpers with the standard bumpers on them. Some people like to put chrome bumpers. Some people like to delete the bumpers. You can do what you like, but I just prefer the look of it like this. So, 2000 MGF with some extra sort of luxury bits like the chrome door handles. Can't remember what name of the colour actually on this. That one at the end, we have to skip as well, viewers, I'm afraid. 2004 to 5 MG ZR 160 with some rather interesting wheels. I've not seen wheels like this before on a ZR. Monogram Nightshade, this one. And then we've got some Cowley built Rover 75 V6s. This is a 2.5 litre. On a 2000 plate. One of the very last cars to come out of Cowley. And we've got sort of like a cream leather interior. It's not quite a beige one, but we do have some wood. I think this is probably a connoisseur, judging by all the sort of bits that are on this. That's a very nice colour as well. It's beautiful. This one's even earlier. It's like a 99 to 2000 plate actually on a V. It's actually a 2 litre this one as well, which is a bit rarer these days. They only made the 2 litre until 2002. They continued the 2 litre engine in the 45 V6 till 2004, but in the 75 it only lasts till 2002 when it's replaced by the 1.8 K series turbo. Oh, hello autofocus, thank you for messing me around again. We've got a sort of beige steering wheel, we've got some wood, and we've got a very nice, I think what we've called personal line interior in that one. Sort of pre-monogram. Not sure why the key is still in the boot of this MGF. I do like the beige leather interior though and wood. That is very, very agreeable. It actually looks even more beige on camera than it is in real life. Green paintwork is most agreeable as well. Ooh, it's a sale. Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel would say this could be yours. Call 07885268756. Most tempting. Another trophy blue TF here. So as you can tell what specification some of the cars are by the fact it's got fog lights or not. Could be a 115, I suppose. It's not got the fog lights in it. We've got another ZT260 here. This one's a facelift. 2004 to 5 on a 54 plate.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Master of engineering to sort of fit that in and also put rear wheel drive in the car when it was never designed for that. Another one of these ZRs in X-Power Grey, I think that's the name of this colour is. Well, it's a 160 as well. Very nice. This car we're going to have to skip, I'm afraid, viewers. This one I think actually is a petrol one. We will have a look. Yes, it is. It's one of the very last ones of 2005. Actually, that's an unusual colour for streetwise. This is a 3-door one as well. 3-door ones are rarer. There's not many around anyway, to be honest, but this one looks very rare and maybe not the nicest condition one, but such rare cars now. This also is a petrol. It's the K series. Someone's even put a really sort of interesting yellow gear lever gator in there. But to see actually 3 of them together, even though we can't talk about one on the right, is interesting. Very nice MGR V8 again with beige leather interior. 94 to 95. Let's take a look actually at some of the stuff that you can drive on the drivedadscar.com experience, which I have used a couple of times since I've been here. There's actually quite a few cars in here that I've driven myself, so we'll have a look. Hillman Super Imp 1972, I have driven that. That one, yeah, I didn't find the sort of gearbox the best, but this has been driven so much by people on YouTube and just generally, but actually, you know, sometimes that's just what they're sort of like, really. One of the most popular cars from the last time I was here is this 71 Austin 1300 GT. which has been fully restored. But the only issue with this car was I found the gearbox a little bit tricky. It was a bit trickier than on the 1100 that I drove last year. I don't know why that is, but that's been a very popular video. Got a 1966 Mini here. I've driven enough Minis though to know what they're like. Austin 7, they've got a couple of these actually for people to drive. And they've got loads in the museum, they've got tons of them here. Austin A40 Farina, this is, I can't remember the year of this one actually. It's not got a wavy grille, so it'll be a Mark II I think. Here's that MGB GT we talked about earlier. It's the same year and same colour as the one in the car park. It's got the sort of latest seats in it as well, the stripy ones. Morris Minor Tourer, I think this is like a 57 or something like that. Then Chrysler Avenger 1979. I really enjoyed driving that. That was brilliant. Superb car. MG Midget, I think this is a Mark 1 Midget, I think this is, based on the Mark II Sprite. It's the early 60s. 1979 Morris Marina Coupe. That's actually quite a nice car to drive. It's a lot better than a lot of people say that it is. This Ford Escort Cabriolet, sort of 96-97, the Calypso edition. I'm not actually going to have to go in this tomorrow when I come and film some other cars, because it's on the display in here and they haven't got time to get it out for me, so it's going to have to stay for another time. Metro City 1989 to 90. That one, I've driven so many Metros on my channel, I'm not actually going to need to have a go in it. Likewise, this Ford Fiesta 1.1 LX Mark III. I've actually driven one of these already, which actually had a very similar engine. The LX actually has some luxuries in it, like a rev counter. So I've got windy windows in it though, so the Flight that I drove, I think, to me is sort of a bit more desirable than this, but it's still nice. It's in very nice condition. Then Austin A30, this one is. It's got a very small rear window, so it's one of those. No sort of sinking rat on first and drum brakes and no brake solo, so interesting to drive. And then 1999 to 2000 Reliant Robin. People keep asking me to have a go in one of these, and I don't know, it's not really my kind of thing, this. This is the facelifted one with the Corsa B lamps. SLX, whatever that particular means. It's all got this old sort of light steering wheel. I think those are the old kind of Allegro indicators of wiper stalks in there as well. So that's a selection of stuff that you can have a go, and we'll go down the other end actually and have a little look whilst we see Boaty setting up his video there.
And sleep quite often. We're on a long journey.
That is rather agreeable, isn't it, viewers? Also down here we've got some sort of unusual stuff. There's a whole barn of cars in here. Some of them I don't think are on the Drive Dad's Car Experience, but they probably might be in the future, or they haven't got room for everything in the museum at one time, so they store them in there. They've got another storage area as well for others. Toyota BB open deck. I know what a Toyota BB is, viewers. So it's known as a Scion BB, I think they were. I've never seen this open deck version. At some point in the sort of mid-2000s, I think this is. That is pretty crazy. When I came to drive the TR7 that the museum owns, it was actually a different TR7 to this one. This is a Cabrio, and it's also one of the Solihull built cars, which you can tell by the boot lock at the back. This will be maybe like an 81, it's a last year for them. If you look over here, you also see some other ones in the storage. What I'm most interested in at the moment is this. This is a Mark IV Ford Fiesta. Down from sort of Bournemouth, Christchurch area, RU. I think this is a Z-Tech or something. Say on the back. No, it doesn't. It's in really nice condition now. We've still got a Ford P100 that's an ice cream van, which is interesting. I mean, a really late Orion. This is the last kind of 2 months of Orion sales, because they changed to the Escort name for the saloons in September 1993. So it was either in August or September 93 registered car. And we've got another Austin A40 Farina, Austin 3 litre, Talbot Alpine. Quite a late one, 84, 85. Go past the Orion. Rover 25, quite an early one actually, on a 2000 plate. And a very late Mark III Ford Granada. Could actually be a Granada Scorpio. Let's have a look at the side, it might say. Yeah, it's a Granada Scorpio. With headlamp wipers, of course. And some other things sort of hiding underneath. Another Ford there that look most agreeable. Anyway, I think that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow to drive some tasty treats. None of which actually we've seen so far in the video, so that'll be fascinating. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like and leave a comment below. And we shall see you soon for more incorrect information.